So, welcome. Now it's my part to welcome Suyog Deshpande from Amplitude. Hello, Suyog.
Hello. Hey all, and welcome to the session. My name is Suyog Deshpande, and I'm head of product marketing at Amplitude. Now, fun fact, I spent a decade in UX, and so I'm really glad to be here today with all of you, the world's best product and UX practitioners. So thank you for joining, and thank you for the opportunity. Now, today we're going to talk about how to use data to build incredible products for your customers that ultimately drive outcomes. And we're going to have some time towards the end of the session to do a question and answers, but we have our Amplitude team live on the chat platform. And so Navio, Sven, and Angus from Amplitude are keen to interact with you and answer any questions that you may have. So please go ahead and ask any questions to Navio, Sven, and Angus. I personally would also love to connect with you on LinkedIn or Twitter and continue this conversation forward. Thank you again for joining. Now, we are in a make or break moment for digital businesses. If we don't innovate fast enough for our customers, we will lose to our competition. And in this digital everything era, the companies that deliver best product experiences win. And to deliver best product experiences, companies, product leaders like you or the UX designers like you have to build product fast and have to build products with data. And their secret sauce, the companies that are winning in this era, is product intelligence. But before we talk about product intelligence, let me start by acknowledging the world that we live in. We have all had quite a year, lots of ups and downs. But what has inspired us here at Amplitude is how all of you, the product managers, the designers, the engineers, the analysts, the marketers, have responded. Even in tough times, you were building products that kept the world moving. And we at Amplitude feel humble that we were part of it. So thanks for making us part of it. All right, I mentioned digital everything era. And in this digital everything era, our reliance on digital products has only increased. Now, if you look at the digital landscape over the last 60 years, we see different product waves. Product wave of electronics, then of internet, then of mobile, and then of social. Each of this new digital product wave has come faster than the previous one. But this particular year has been extreme. We are seeing changes in customer behaviors and our businesses that we didn't expect would happen until 2030. And these changes aren't incremental. They are massive step changes. And as is true with any change, it comes with a new opportunity. And so this massive step change has presented us three unique opportunities. So let's dig into each. The first opportunity that this massive change has presented to us is to monetize the moment. Let me give you an example. In 2019, the online spending hit $2 billion on 2 days, Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Any guesses on how many days did the online shopping hit $2 billion this year in 2020? Is it 10 days, 20 days? No, it's 130 days. It's like having Black Friday almost on every single day. So we all understand that digital dollars have ballooned, and we are never returning to the prior levels of spending. So when we think about the first opportunity, which is monetize the moment, as product leaders, the question that we should ask ourselves is, are we truly positioned to capitalize? And if we are not truly positioned to capitalize, what investments do we need to make today to be able to capitalize tomorrow? The second opportunity is retain to sustain. Now, I'll talk about a personal story. I started to work from home in March, and at that point of time, I was in the market to buy a new monitor. So I started to look on Google, did some searches, and I got targeted with lots of ads and emails and retargeting and so on. I went ahead, clicked on an ad that offered me 40% discount on the monitor that I really liked. In fact, that's the monitor that I'm using today to present to you all. I went ahead, bought that. That was a great experience for me as a customer. But from business standpoint, the fun thing is I don't even remember which company or which website I went to buy that monitor. And so for that business, would spend lots of dollars on that advertisement, on the retargeting efforts, and then offered me 40% discount, I'm never returning there. That's not a great position to be in. I also want to talk about a company, Disney Plus, that launched their subscription service just before the pandemic hit. And you know what? They have exceeded their subscriber goal, not for 2020 or 2021. They have exceeded it for their 2024 goal. And so the growth opportunity for companies like Disney, and in fact for everyone else in the world, it's no longer acquisition. It's no longer finding people for your product. It's about how do you keep them in your product, how do you keep them engaged, and how do you improve their lifetime value. And so when we talk about the second opportunity, which is retain to sustain, the question that we must ask ourselves is how will we turn our users into lifelong customers? The third opportunity that this massive step change has presented to us is to seize the signals. Our users are already telling us what they want. Obviously, in such a rapidly changing landscape, they're not able to tell us in an interview or on a survey, but their behavior within your product is telling of what they want, where they struggle, what are the friction points in their journeys, how are these users becoming power users and ultimately driving higher lifetime value. But as a product leader, one thing that we must ask ourselves is, are these signals permanent? Are these changes temporary? Well, the idea is the impact of 2020 is going to be permanent. Harvard Business Review in its study found that 4 out of 5 product leaders say that their customers have formed new lasting habits. So the behaviors of our customers have fundamentally changed. And these new behaviors are the signals from our customers telling us what to build further. So when we think about the third opportunity, which is to seize the signals so that you can out-innovate the competition and win the market, the question that we must ask ourselves is, how will we make products that adapt to the new behaviors of our customers? To summarize, the 3 opportunities in front of us are monetize the moment, retain to sustain, and seize the signals. What a transformative year for digital businesses, right? And companies are winning. The companies who are able to take the benefit of these opportunities are winning like anything. Zoom, which redefined what it means to be an online meeting, now has 300 million daily participants. And what's interesting is they went after a new market after the pandemic hit. And right now, over 90,000 schools in the world use Zoom to conduct their classes. Another great example is Robinhood. Robinhood saw that there was increased market volatility, there were stay-at-home orders, and there was surge in activity from the first-time traders. And so Robinhood made sure that the onboarding was extremely easy. You can start trading in a matter of seconds. The UI was frictionless. The app was extremely useful. And to keep the users engaged, they started to use gamification products. And so they quickly captured the attention of young first-time stock traders. And today, Robinhood has over 13 million user accounts. Same is the story with Dropbox. Dropbox entered an extremely crowded market, and it redefined what it means to have digital storage. Today, over 1 billion files get uploaded on Dropbox daily. So these companies are winning. But what are these winners doing differently? At Amplitude, we've seen 2 things over and over again. The first is that winners build fast. They out-innovate their competition. They ship fast. They learn even faster. They have an insight on what to build next. They navigate all the data hurdles very easily. They collaborate across different teams, and they use automation to scale. Our new research shows that faster teams are multiple times more likely to outperform not just in innovation, but overall business growth. So the first thing that these winners do differently is they build products fast. The second thing that winners do differently is they build with data. Their teams adapt products based on the behavior of their customers. They use the behavioral data of their customers to anticipate what the customers want, and then they deliver relevant customer experiences. When we asked top performers about the importance of having behavioral data, 94% of the product leaders said that behavioral data is critical to how they build products. So easy, right? Build fast and build with data. But the problem is many companies and teams out in the world see these two things at odds. We hear constant tension about building fast and building with data. As product people, these companies are doing trade-off between should we use qualitative feedback and intuition, or should we make quantitative decisions? Should we ship the roadmap, or should we design experiments, iterate fast, learn, and create smaller features? Should we report on the past performance, or should we predict the outcomes that are going to happen? Do we build more features, or should we build more personalized experiences? And so we call these trade-offs builder's paradox. And we see builder's paradox all the time. One company that has been able to overcome this builder's paradox really well is Peloton. They build fast, they build with data, and they do that exceptionally well. Peloton has created an immersive experience between the digital world and physical world. But what makes them special is the connection they are able to create between different riders. So as Peloton product managers started to explore behavioral data of their users, they saw that many riders actually preferred on-demand classes to live classes. However, on-demand riders were missing that connection. They were missing that sense of community with other riders. And so Peloton product managers started to test out new features. They built new hypotheses and started to launch new features. They created features like High Five, Here and Now, follower notification, and training programs to make sure that on-demand riders are feeling more connected. By building fast with data and building products focused around their users, they brought more value to all their Peloton users. And the result is 90% retention rate, which is unheard of in any fitness or exercise equipment industry. They're not alone. If you look behind the curtain, world's most loved product and successful teams are building fast and they're building with data. This is how Burger King went from number 686 on the App Store to become number 1 app on the App Store. This is how HBO tailors individual user experiences by predicting viewer preferences. This is how Frito-Lay, a company that sold through distribution only for over 90 years, was able to launch snacks.com in less than 30 days, and they started to sell directly to the customers. And this is how Instacart ensures that 200,000 plus shoppers hired during the pandemic time have an easy-to-use app. For these winners, there's no builder's paradox. Democratizing data accelerates how fast they build, and they can build fast because data informs them what to build next. So now that we've talked about the whys and the what, let's go one level deeper and understand how. How are these companies able to do this? To start with, they understand and recognize that product is no longer just a channel. Instead, product is their entire business. And as product builders yourself, my guess is that you already knew this was the future, but what we were not prepared for is how fast this change has come. The trade-offs that we were comfortable a few months ago are no longer tenable. The builder's paradox that we accepted prior must be resolved now. And so why isn't every company able to do that? It goes back to the root cause. It's about why do they find in this paradox to start with? So why do these companies face builder's paradox? Because in their case, building fast and building with data becomes naturally opposed. And they become that way because they are trying to force fit generic systems of data storage or data visualization, traffic analysis, web analytics into today's digital journey. Not only these traditional generic systems were not designed for behavioral data, they don't support the fast-moving needs of today's agile and distributed teams. And the result of this kind of force fitting is that there is nebula of data silos, there is team silos, there is insight silos, and all of these silos are actually detached from your customer experience. That distance from your customer is what is causing builder's paradox. So winning companies are putting customers at the center of everything. But what does that really mean? It means that they're able to empower their entire product organization, the analysts, product managers, designers, engineers, data scientists, even marketers, with tools and technologies that they are able to use to understand, analyze, and respond to the behavior of their users in real time. And to do that most effectively, they are turning to product intelligence. Product intelligence empowers teams to use customer behavioral data to build great product experiences that ultimately convert and retain users. It helps companies to understand their customers better, to ship the right product experiences faster, and to drive measurable business outcomes. It's that complete platform designed to help teams build fast and build with data. And there are 4 key pillars of product intelligence. The first is data management. Second is product analytics, behavioral targeting, and finally collaboration. So let's go through each one of them. Data management, it ensures that you have complete and trusted data accessible to the right teams. It's the very first step in any good analysis. Remember, no matter how good your analytics capabilities are, your insights are going to be only as good as the data. So we need to make sure that the right data is accessible to the right people at the right time. And this is why we consider data management as a fundamental pillar to a good product intelligence. The second thing is product analytics. It's a key pillar. It is how the teams are able to ask the right question and get the right answers. And Amplitude has been fortunate that it brought several industry-first product analytics features to the market so that you can understand the journey of your customers within the product and provide self-service analytics to all the stakeholders that we talked about. Third, behavioral targeting. Well, what's the use of dead-end analytics, right? If you found all the great insights from the product analytics pillar, but if you're not able to use them, I call that dead-end analytics. And so the third pillar, behavioral targeting, helps you predict the future behavior so that you can power personalization to get the right customer with the right message at the right time. And we have a plethora of partners which help us execute on this really well. So you can use Google Ads, Facebook Ads, Braze, Intercom, AppQs. Many of these Amplitude partners help you actually orchestrate this really well so that you can personalize digital experiences. And then finally, collaboration. It connects the dots by creating clarity and alignment throughout your organization. We all understand that building great products is not individual sport. It's a team sport. So having strong collaboration capabilities built right into your product analytics is extremely important. Many products out there in product analytics actually think of collaboration as an afterthought. And I'm dead opposed to it. Because just look at this year, right? There's no way we can tap on our coworker's shoulder or huddle in the kitchen to understand what everybody's working on. We need collaboration throughout so that we can understand what everybody in the team is doing, be part of that analysis, we share those insights widely within the teams, and then build products together so that we can deliver products faster and deliver products with data. I want to go one level deeper and understand, so how do you accelerate decisions and take actions that ultimately drive the growth? First, it starts with understanding your users really well. Get insights into hands of as many people as possible by democratizing the insights. Then uncover these low-hanging fruits or the friction points within your product. And then track your baseline product metrics, the daily active users, the conversion rate, retention rate, engagement rate, and so on, so that you have a good idea of your starting point as you start crafting new experiments for the customers. Second, translate these insights into improved product experiences. So collaborate within your team to ship products faster. Once you ship these products, they don't have to be big products. You can ship smaller features and releases. Measure the impact so that you are able to really attribute what release has caused what impact and how does that align with your company's outcome metric. And then map and improve user journeys across different products because you want to have optimized product experiences for different products and different channels. And then finally, you increase the customer lifetime value by knowing what optimizes conversion. You want to have those new users join your product. So you want to optimize that conversion funnel really well. That can be about onboarding, that can be about targeting, but optimizing that conversion funnel helps you get more users onto your product. Second, the name of the game is retention. So retentions. Why are your users retaining? And how do you get more users retained within your product so that you can improve overall lifetime value is the second thing to do. And the third is ultimately create personalized experiences at scale so you're able to really connect well with your users. And so understand your users, improve the product experiences, and then increase the CLTV so that you can accelerate the decisions and take actions that drive growth. We are reaching the end of my session. We talked about why of product intelligence, what is product intelligence, and how to do product intelligence really well so that you're able to build products fast and you're able to build products with data. But before I close, I'd love to, again, connect with you all on LinkedIn and discuss this further. I can't wait to show you how Amplitude helps you build fast and build with data. But what's more interesting is that we currently serve over 40,000 different products and 27 of the Fortune 100 companies use Amplitude. So why do I tell that? Because we recently did two types of researches. The first is we analyzed that data. We were in a unique position to understand how is pandemic actually impacting all these industries in different ways. And we have some great research that we have posted on the website about how different industries have been impacted by this pandemic. And second, we also recently surveyed some hundreds of product leaders across the globe, and we have those insights compiled as Product Intelligence Industry Report. So I would encourage you all to go on our website and download these two pieces of research as the next follow-up to this talk. Again, thank you for joining, and I look forward to connecting with you all on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Suyog, thank you very much for your presentation. We have some time for questions. I think we have time for one question. I would hand over to Thomas. Thomas, are there questions?
I think so. One question is from all the product features of the Amplitude toolset, which is used most by your customers and what is at the core?
Yeah, that's a great question. There are a couple of features that are like baseline features where you start your analysis by understanding the funnel, which is how are your users going through different path and what are the different ways in which they are dropping off or converting to the next step. And so funnel is typically a very commonly used feature. And the second I would say is the retention charts that we provide out of the box. So these retention charts help you understand the baseline of your retention, understand the usage interval that you have within the product. And so these are the most common baseline features that we use. But what we also saw is that when people were starting their analysis, they were going to three different charts. The first was a funnel chart, which I mentioned. The second is a user timeline chart, which shows you how your users have gone through their process and their journey within the product. And the third is a pathfinder, which gives you a map of overall user journey within the product. And so we ourselves at Amplitude actually build fast and build with data. And so we recently launched a feature called Journeys, which actually combines all these three things together. And with one click, you can understand how your users are navigating throughout your product. And so if you're asking me what I'm most excited about, Journeys is the feature that I'm most excited about.
Thank you for the answer. I think we have time for one last question. So Thomas, is there one more question?
Yes, there's another one. Is there a difference of usage of Amplitude depending on where they come from, like which countries or regions or continents, something like that?
That's an interesting question. I have not particularly found any trend where we could comfortably say that certain country has different kind of usage than the other country. However, what we did see is different usage across different industries. And that's the research that I was talking about, which is what we have published on Amplitude. So we do see delta in different industries of how they are using Amplitude.